I started business 2 years ago and I had no idea what I was doing. I wish I had known about the Jetivize system for generating sales and profits 2 years ago. I didn't know it. I feel that it's my duty to share it with you. This system is going to generate you sales and profits. I want to teach you on how you can implement it yourself. This can be done to any stage of business. Doesn't matter if you're a startup or if you're a mature business, you can still implement this. So I started wanting to become a coach, leveraging my experience as a mentor in the Air Force. I learned about social media and I was going to do a coaching so that I could then do turnarounds. I hated being a coach. I didn't like working with the average people who are always and constantly whining about the problems they have. So let's see what we're going to cover today. We're going to cover why you need sales to have a business, when not to invest in a sales system and what are the costs, basic marketing, and the 9 steps of implementing the Jetivize system. If you don't solve a problem that's worth paying money for, you don't have a business. I'm sorry, but it is what it is. The main reason for a business to exist is to solve problems and to profit from solving other people's problems. That's it. I found myself a client who needed a turnaround. And this was really sobering for me. On this particular company, they didn't have a sales system. They didn't have marketing in place. It's not that they had a cash flow crunch, it's that they couldn't sell what they were doing. So what I've learned is, if you have a company that has sales, even if you have some troubles with the cash flow, money management, you can fix that. It's going to be painful, but you can fix it. If you have a money problem and you have a sales problem, I'm not sure you can fix that. So what I want to do for you is I want to fix this money problem, this sales problem, before you reach a point where you need money. Or if you look at marketing at its simplest forms, there's only 3 things you need to focus on. And that's market, understanding who is going to buy your product, offer, understanding what problem are you solving and at what price point, and then influence or sales. So how are you going to influence your market to buy the offer that you have? So this is the very basic of marketing, and of course it combines with sales. Marketing and sales, they work together. They need to go hand in hand, right? The 9 steps of the Jetivize system. First step that you have is to establish a social media presence. Nowadays, you don't need to be in every single social media, but there are some of them that you need to be. YouTube is a huge one. YouTube is the 2nd largest search engine on the planet, second only to Google. You have Facebook and Instagram. They are the biggest social media networks right there. This is the very basic. If you sell B2B, you should be on LinkedIn, TikTok, which is great for a virality check, to index, which will work really well if you work in a niche that's related to writing. Now, you don't need to be a celebrity, but you should look for an authority positioning on your niche. That is something that you do want to achieve. Have in mind, this is not something that is done overnight. It needs to be compounded day by day by creating content, by being online, by relating with people and getting feedback and constantly improving. That's how you do it. It's very unlikely that you can create a wildly successful social media in 3 months. Expect 1, 2, 3 years for that, okay? However, within 3 months, you're going to have some data to look at, to improve, and to use in your ads. Step number 2, it's going to be cold email. And this is for B2B only. You cannot use cold email for B2C clients, all right? But if you're selling to companies, you can use cold email. If you do B2C, what you can do is you can use cold email to generate partnerships with other businesses, right? Cold email doesn't work. Well, do you get a ton of crappy cold emails? How do you know they are crappy? Because you open them, right? This cold email works great to generate leads if you get delivered in the inbox and if you have great subject lines, because this means at least the people will open 1 or 2 of your emails. They will read your email. If you have a good landing page, a good offer, and strong subject lines, it's impossible not to convert with cold email. You might take a couple of iterations, a couple of months to get there, but it's impossible not to get sales with a cold email, right? Step number 3, we are going to leverage AI, but we are going to do it properly. So what do I mean with leverage AI properly? I mean that you don't use AI to blindly create content for you. You use AI that is highly developed by social media to understand which of your content is good. How do you know if you created good content? So social media platforms are great at keeping people in their platforms. So as soon as they understand there's a piece of content that is keeping people in the platform, that is engaging, they're gonna boost that content to everyone. So every content that you create that gets more impressions, more views than normal, you know that the algorithm is boosting it. So you have a signal from the social media AI that that content is good, right? So you should always be looking for that. You don't use AI to create content. You use AI to exponentiate the efforts of content creation, right? And this is the best ROI that you can get from social media. Do not use AI for fake human relationships. We love connecting with other humans. We hate it when we feel cheated, all right? So be real. Step number 4, you need to learn to identify signals over buyers. So you don't, only 3% of your market is typically ready to buy, but you have 60% of the market that's not ready to buy, but they have the problem. So either they are not actively looking for a solution or they are unaware there is a solution. And this is where you can make your money with digital marketing. These leads are much cheaper to acquire because it's 60% of the market instead of the 3%. There's a lot of competition. If you look at your competitors, if everyone is looking for this 3%, it's going to be very expensive. You start looking away to the 60% that nobody else is looking at, you're going to make a huge ROI on your digital strategy, all right? For step number 5, we're going to use paid advertising. Paid advertising is still the cheapest, quickest way to reach people. This is even more so when you do it in a way that you already tested. So you tested your best content, the content that the platforms delivered it by themselves, and you use it as an advertising. So this is going to be a win-win, and you're going to decrease your advertising costs, your cost per lead, cost per action, everything is going to decrease, and your ROAS is going to increase by a lot, all right? Step 6, sell to your email list. So as soon as you start taking traffic to your funnel, to your landing page, you're getting emails. And these are the most common mistakes that I find people make when doing email marketing. So the first one is not having a 10 to 15 email sequence. This sequence should be spaced over 3 to 4 weeks because whenever people sign up, they are as warm as they will ever be. So you start giving them value, you start giving them content, you start showing who you are. They will open those emails. If they are great, they will keep opening it. If they suck, if they're just selling, if you're just transactional, they will not open it anymore. Okay, so use these days intelligently. Then the second issue that people do is being too transactional. So if you're only sending emails when you're doing a promotion, when you want to do a sale, people will not open your emails because they already know that you're just selling. Emails need to be looked at as if it was one-on-one communication. So you want to build a relationship. And just like with friends, you don't just call your friend when you need their help, right? You need to care about them. Hey, what you need? How are you doing? Give him a message. Care about them, and then people have a tendency to reciprocate. And you don't do this just for people to reciprocate. You do this because you actually care. So, and then the third mistake is not emailing regularly enough. So you should be sending emails once a week at least. Some people do it every day. It can work. It really depends on your offering. And of course, you need to handle the technical details to make sure that you actually have an email that lands on the inbox. Step number 7, avoid selling to cold leads. You do not want to approach a complete stranger and ask, hey, do you want to marry me? Of course not. Get the hell out, right? So it's the same with our sales. So we want to build this relationship, and we can do this through email, we can do this through social media, and we can do this through personal contacts. Social media and email are the best way to do this at scale. Of course, Should you do it personally? Yes. Some of your best leads you should also do it personally because it's going to be that much easier to sell. This doesn't mean that you cannot sell to cold leads. It just means it's going to be much more expensive. And if you just kind of brute force this, it's going to get crazy expensive to you. Step number 8. Make sure to have both front-end and back-end offers. Back-end offers is the way that you increase the profit of your business by offering something new to people who are already your customers, already know, like, and trust you. It's going to make it that much easier, and you can do it at a higher profit margin. However, there might be a lot of leads that you get that hey, these leads are not qualified, they don't have enough money. Hey, perhaps it's not that they don't have enough money. Perhaps you can offer a front-end offer that's going to be cheaper for them to build that relationship with you and foster that commitment after commitment. As they gain trust with you, as they see that you're giving results, they will progress on your value ladder. So step number 9, perhaps the most important, is extreme ownership. People gave you their emails. It's your responsibility to either solve their problem or make them realize you are not the person for them. So you want to follow up to infinity until you get an answer. And an answer means yes or no. And this is normal. We as humans hate to make decisions. We hate to say no. But when you're doing your email marketing, your ads, if you're not pissing some people off, you're not doing enough of it, all right? We have so many distractions nowadays that out of the 10 emails that you send me, maybe I will open 2, 3. So you need to constantly reminding me you are there, you have the solution for my problem. And who knows, one day I will wake up, I will click that link, I'll book that call, and I will make the purchase. So this is the same to your leads, all right? You're acquiring leads, you're building your list, make sure that you're not throwing money to the street by not following up with them. Right? I hope you enjoy this. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel, and you can go check flyingdigital.com to see what we have to offer. Thank you, and see you soon. Peace and goodness.